Ryan Trebon of the Kona team, and actually you have a new sponsor this year, yourkey.com. What is that all about?
It was a friend of mine actually in Clearwater, Florida, who owns like a mortgage lending business, and he just a big fan of cycling, and he wanted to get involved with the team, and yeah, it worked out to be pretty well. I actually got my home loan from him too, so that was pretty painless. So it was he's an awesome guy, just a big fan of cycling, and so.
Well, it's funny, catching you here just outside of the show. You rode your bike down here. Has cycling always been a part of your life? Like, do you ride your bike to the grocery store, not just as a racer, but, I mean, are you a cycling enthusiast in every way?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yes, here it's easier because,
Sure.
It's not easy riding a bike around Las Vegas because they're not really a commuter-friendly town. But, I live in Bend, Oregon. The town's really friendly to bicyclists, and it's just nice. It's quiet. You can just kind of move around easily. You're not always having to jump in and out of the car, and besides just training all day, it's just fun to ride around, and it's just a good way of getting around when you want to go out and have fun at night and not have to drive your car back to the house. So.
I hear you, and I think, looking at the start of the season here, it's such a long year with all you do. If you don't keep it fun, it's just not going to work out. I mean, it seems like both you and Barry really just love what you do.
I'd say about 80% of the time. There's the other 20% of the time where it's, you don't want to train or you don't want to have to make all the sacrifices, but it's a job. You just kind of have to do it. I just enjoy riding my bike. And it's just fun, and it's fun to be involved with a company like Kona that's really into. They're not just into like racing. And they're really into bicycling and doing all these extra projects and stuff in the cycling world, which is pretty cool.
So how did the season start for you? I mean, I was actually there in Cyclo-cross and the Rad Racing GP, and I mean, it seemed like, obviously, once again, it is such a long year. You're not going to have your peak form right now, but how are you feeling?
I feel okay. I wish I was about a total of 3 feet faster, all week, and it sucks to get out sprinted both days in a row, and so close on Saturday and then so close to get on Sunday. It happens, you can't win them all, but I was at least hoping to do, I felt pretty good, but, it's just a hard pill to swallow when you get out sprinted twice for the same guy, on 2 days in a row. So,
yeah, I mean, for whatever it's worth, though, I mean, this guy is one of the best. We're talking about Hewley, the Swiss man, and actually ranked, I believe, 6th right now on the ECI. So, I mean, is that the kind of thing where you're like, hey, look, I'm going, pedal stroke for pedal stroke with this guy? Should be a good indicator, or is it still too early this year?
Well, you never know. I mean, he's a really good bike racer, and I usually get beat by him in Europe at the World Cups and stuff anyway, so it's nothing new, but you never know how he's going at this time of year, and maybe he's just racing hard enough to win. You never really know. These guys kind of hold back a little bit and don't race flat out, and so we'll find out tonight, and Paige is there, and Jeff, and Todd, and Barry, and myself. So.
How much does that change the dynamic having these guys here? Because we up at Cyclo-cross, it really was you, Barry, at a different level pretty much than the rest of the field, to be honest. So now that some more of the top Americans are going to be showing up, what do you think?
Well, sometimes it's nicer when it's just, me, Barry, and someone else. Like last year was me, Barry, and Tim for most of the races. And like last year it was just me, Barry, and Christian. So it could make things more hard to control, and but it also could make racing faster and a little more aggressive. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
It
it will be interesting. And what are you expecting to see out there tonight? First time we've ever had a cross race here at Interbike. I'm kind of curious. I'm going to hope that a lot of people from Interbike make their way out there. Do you expect to see all these guys cheering you on?
I think so. It's really close. Me and Wendy were just rolling around this morning, just riding a little bit, and we actually ran to the course, and the course looks awesome. They did a really good job laying it out. It's fast and just. It's some of the only grass that you can see in Vegas, and it's this awesome park, and I think it'll be a good race, and I hope everybody comes out to it, so it can something we can do every year, and it's a good way to showcase the sponsors, to the industry people, and.
Yeah, and so, tell me, let's go back to last weekend. I think that crowd at Cyclo-cross seems about as educated and stoked up as I see all year long. You race in Europe, you see the very high end. Is that the best we have in America?
The race, the crowd we had at Nationals last year in Rhode Island was pretty good, and then usually in Portland you always get good races. So it was nice. It was a good crowd. I love those nighttime races. Like, it just brings out a different atmosphere. When you're racing at 2 versus racing at 8 o'clock, it's different. And a lot of the super prestige races this year in Europe are starting at 5:30, and so they're gonna be under the lights towards the end of the race too. So I think I really enjoy it. I think it just adds a different atmosphere to the race. Especially. In the early season, maybe when you get towards November into December when it's cold out, you might not want to be racing when it's dark because it'll be 20 degrees colder than it was during the day. So,
all right, well, one last question for you. How's that Kona working?
Oh, it's awesome, man. All the new bikes are nice. I mean, they're a little lighter than last year, a little stiffer, but I mean, we've always had good bikes, and every year our bikes and components and everything is just, it's progressing and everything's getting better. The team's running better, you know, and so it's you know, we're definitely not hurting on equipment this year.
No, you're clearly not. And I mean, because Kona seems to be so such great supporters of yourself and Barry and cyclocross in general, do you have more direct input as far as design changes with the frame, that kind of thing?
Not really. It's more just getting the bikes to fit our size, you know, because we're so tall, and you know, I mean, we're definitely above average in terms of height and what we need from the bikes. But you know, the guys that design the bikes and build them there are really smart, and they know what they're doing. And you know, just working on different. The only thing we really do is just different tube sets to try and make them stiffer, because you know, when you have a 63 centimeter bike versus a 58, it's a little different, you know, and the bottom bracket flex and the head tube and stuff like that. So.
Well, we're going to get a chance to see that Kona underneath this man, Ryan Trebon, tonight. So everyone out there, I certainly hope you get a chance to see this guy racing this year. Good luck, Ryan.
Thanks, Dave.